Hare Krishna devotees, thank you. This is a very nice shloka we were reading, I think 5.26. Kama krodha vimuktanam yatinam yatachetasam abhito brahmanirvanam vartate viditaatmanam. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. All the saintly persons who are constantly engaged in striving towards salvation, one who is in Krishna consciousness, is the best of all. The Bhagavatam confirms this fact as follows: Yatpada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya karmashayam gratitham udkardayanti santaha tadvan nariktamatayo yatayopi ruddha shroto ganastamaranam bhaja vasudevam. Just try to worship in devotional service Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari. Even great sages are not able to control the forces of the senses as effectively as those who are engaged in transcendental bliss by serving the lotus feet of the Lord, uprooting the deep-grown desire for fruitive activities. In the conditioned soul, the desire to enjoy the fruitive results of work is so deep-rooted that it is very difficult even for great sages to control such desires. Despite great endeavors, a devotee of the Lord, constantly engaged in devotion service in Krishna consciousness, perfect in self-realization, very quickly attains liberation in the Supreme. Owing to his complete knowledge in self-realization, he always remains in trance. To cite an analogous example of this, Darshana Dhyana Samsparshaihi Matsya Kurma Vihangamaha Swanyapatyani Pushnanti Tataham Api Padmaja. By vision, by meditation, by touch only do the fish, the tortoise, and the birds maintain their offspring. Similarly, do I also, O Padmaja. The fish brings up its offspring simply by looking at them. The tortoise brings up its offspring simply by meditation. The eggs of the tortoise are laid on land, and the tortoise meditates on the eggs while in the water. Similarly, the devotee in Krishna consciousness, although very far away from the Lord's abode, can elevate himself to that abode simply by thinking of him constantly, by engagement in Krishna consciousness. He does not feel the pangs of material miseries. This state of life is called Brahma Nirvanam, or the absence of material desires, miseries, due to being constantly immersed in the Supreme. Very nice purport. Kama krodha vimuktanam yatinam yatachetasam. So Prabhupada is making the point here that if someone is freed from lust and anger, yatinam yatachetasam. So you might say, I know this already. Why does Bhagavad Gita have to tell me that people who are yati means literal meaning of the word yati is, does anyone know? What is the meaning of the literal meaning of the word yati? No one? So yati means sannyasi. So sometimes devotees call yati raj, right? Yata, yati, yatindra pravanam bande ramyaja mataram munim. So yatindra. So in this way there are different sampradayas which glorify their different acharyas. So yatina means one who's a sannyasi. Yata chetasam. So yata means to control. So one who has controlled his desires, right? Because they're free from all dualities. Why? Because they're taking pleasure in the internal energy, antasukha. So Krishna is consistently making the point right from 21st shloka, the point that a devotee means he's absent from the material platform. So through a string of verses, Krishna is bringing home the point that a devotee is liberated while being in this world only. I think elsewhere Krishna says, Ihaiva tairchitas sargo, yesham samye sthitham manaha, nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmani te sitaha. So ihaiva taihi, right? We can become liberated even right now. So this process of Krishna consciousness is not an afterlife business. It's not an afterlife business. This is a very, I mentioned this many times, it's a great deal of difference between the Abrahamics, how they see it, and how Shastra mentions this. So if we are not Krishna consciousness right now, we should not expect any magic to happen after death. That's not the case. So our consciousness, whatever it is right now, we should expect our consciousness during the time of death at least 20 to 30% less, because there will be so many miseries, at least if not more, less, right? There will be so many miseries. There will be it's very difficult to breathe and so on. So it's very difficult. So, and whatever we leave, however we leave this body, is the body we are going to take next birth. But no one is actually concerned about all this, is it not? This is something a great wonder. People go about this world in their business as if they think they are going to live forever. We have to take next birth. Somehow we don't bring this to our attention, right? We think that this is going to happen to someone else only. We never think we are going to become old. We never think we are going to become diseased. So people don't think about it. But anyway, the consciousness that we have at the time of death is what we're going to carry forward. So if we are not able to be Krishna consciousness right now today, then we can't be tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, not next year, not definitely at the time of death. So Krishna is driving home this point. A Krishna conscious person is able to be freed from all sensations that are externally motivated, and he's fixed in Krishna continuously. And because of that, he's already liberated. Now, Krishna in the shloka is basically saying that how anyone who is self-realized, kama krodha vimuktanam, yatinam, yatajetasam, abhitaha, is definitely going back to God only. Brahma nirvanam vartate viditaatmanam. They know viditaatmanam. They know who they are. We are right now aviditaatmanam. We do not know. Right? So viditaatmanam. Vidita means to know. Right? Very well know. So viditaatmanam, those who well know who they are, they only can quit the cycle of birth and death. So it is not by an affiliation to anything we can cross the cycle of birth and death, nor can we, come to know Krishna. But Prabhupada is giving a lot of hope for this shloka, because even in the first line, our mind will become a little, at least, this is not for me. Just like, when we look at people competing for the president, immediately we feel that this is not for me. I'm a humble person in Auburn Hills or Farmington Hills or Novi, Livonia, wherever I am. I'm a humble person here. I'm not running for president. We are very clear with that, is it not? Similarly, when we read Bhagavad Gita, the mind will definitely say, this is something I don't feature here at all. I don't feature here at all. Kama krodha vimuktanam, yatinam, yatajetasam, to be freed from lust and anger. I mean, don't sign me up for this. I don't fall into this bucket. Right? So, because we know that we are being bombarded every moment in some way or the other, in some capacity or the other, that we don't even want to be living in a la-la land of thinking we can be this person that Krishna is talking about in this 5.26 shloka. That's where our dear Srila Prabhupada is giving us a lot of hope. He's saying things are not as difficult as it seems. Correct? We're just doing a small mistake. Correct? Prabhupada says, just try this and see the magic. So that's the perspective that Prabhupada is bringing the purport. And how is he doing that? Prabhupada is bringing the shloka from the fourth canto. He says, Yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya karmashayam gratitam udgratayanti santaha. So who can this karma ashayam? Karma ashayam means this dirt of karma that has caught this soul. Gratitam, it is knotted our head. Gratitam means knot. It's entangled us. Gratitam, karma ashayam gratitam udgratayanti. But that knot that has tied the soul, udgradhayanti. The santaha, the devotees can actually uproot this knot. They can cut these knots. How can they do this? Krishna is saying, sorry, this thing from Dhruva Maharaj, I think, prayers, if I'm not mistaken. So how is this possible? Very simple. Yat pada pankaja vilasa, right? By meditating on the beautiful lotus feet of the Lord, right? Yat pada pankaja vilasa palasa bhaktya, right? So one who's constantly absorbed in the lotus feet of the Lord, the business which is very difficult to control the mind, to become free from lust and anger, becomes very, very easy. Very easy. It's like another similar verse. I think this comes in the 10th canto. The shloka goes like this. What is the shloka? I forgot this. Pallava plavam. Yatpada pallava. I forgot. So the Bhagavatam mentions how when a person who's actually surrendered to the Lord, his whole material life becomes like a hoof, right? Just like a hoof. The whole material ocean is like so big, but that big ocean becomes like a small puddle of water, right? That is imprinted by a hoof during the rainy season, if you see in India, right? So it's very, very small. Correct? It becomes so small like that. Samashritaha ye padapallava plavam mahatpadam punyasho murarehe bhavam buddhi vatsa padam param padam 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 yat vipadam natesham. It's a word play that Vyasadeva is giving. Very beautiful shloka. Samashrita ye, who has taken shelter. Pada pallava plavam. What plavam? The lotus feet of Pada pallava. Pallava means what? Flower. Flower buds is called pallava. Pada pallava plavam. It was gotten hold of this boat of Krishna's lotus feet. Mahat padam. But this padam, place, padam also means place, right? So this padam, which is Mahat padam, it's very, very difficult. Mahat padam punya yasho murarehe. But this great difficult, very difficult to cross. But punya yasho murarehe. So one has taken shelter of this punya yasho murari, then this whole bhavam buddhi, this whole great ocean, which is bhavam buddhi, becomes like a vatsapadam, very small puddle of water. It becomes so easy. And they go to the parampadam. These people who take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet go to the parampadam. They don't come to this place which is padam padam yat vipadam natesham. They do not come back to this world which is padam padam yat vipadam. You will hear devotees mentioning this many places. Padam padam yat vipadam. Vipada means what? Obstacles. So this material world is padam padam yat vipadam. There is vipat. Vipat means what? Obstacle. How often? Just weekend, or there are some firing seasons when the company fires me? No. Padam padam yat vipadam. Every step there is a danger. This is the material world. Those people who take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, they do not come back to this material world. Where padam padam yad vipadam. Natesham, they won't come. Where will they go? Param padam. Who? Samashritaha ye padapallava plavam. Right? So many times word padam is used in this shloka. I think samashritaha ye pada one time, two, then 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times the word padam is used, right? Samashrita ye pada pallava plavam mahat padam punyasho murarehe bhavam buddhi vatsa padam param padam 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 yat vipadam natesham. Right, so very beautiful poetry. So similarly, so Bhagavatam mentions this. So anyone who has taken shelter of the Lord, so yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya. Right. So one who has taken palasha again means petals, right? Vilasa, one who's taken enjoyment, right? So karma gratitam, this hard knot can be taken out very easily. But drikta matayaha, one who doesn't have this mati, but devoid of devotional service, yatayaha api, they can be great yatis also, yatayaha api, ruddha shrota ganaha, but they cannot stop this sense enjoyment, shrota ganaha. It is very difficult to cross this. Tam aranam bhaja vasudevam. So if one has taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, bhakti is very easy. Just crossing the cycle of birth and death is very, very easy. Don't, uh, what to say, uh, uh, don't be foolishly thinking that I cannot be this person Krishna speaks in the Bhagavad Gita, right? The power, the ability of Krishna to deliver is more than my fallen nature. We should not believe in our anarthas, but we should believe in the Mahatmyam of Krishna's lotus feet, of Krishna's bhakti, process of bhakti, Krishna's holy name, the Mahatmyam of the sadhu. So our process is not to become afraid of our problems, material or spiritual. Our process is to be very confident that I have come to Krishna's lotus feet. And I'm going to make very swift advancement. So any one of us, if we are not making swift advancement, that means we are trying to believe more in our defects and saying, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Then we are believing in the Mahatmyam of the Guru, Sadhu, and Krishna and Vaishnavas. Right? So instead of believing in their Mahatmyam, we are believing in our own finitude. Right? So which we should not. Right? So this is a very transcendental optimism. Bhakti Yoga is transcendental optimism. So the goal of Jnana Yoga is material pessimism. I mean, not the goal, the prerequisite of Jnana Yoga is material pessimism. And the prerequisite of karma in this material world is, right, even meaningless optimism. But as far as Krishna consciousness is concerned, the prerequisite is transcendental optimism. Right? So I'll stop here. Any questions or comments are welcome. Thank you, devotees.